What does it mean to get your home rent ready? What do you need to do to get it ready for its next tenant? I'm Kylie with Iron Creek Property Management. We manage single family homes across the Treasure Valley. That's Boise, Eagle, Meridian, Star, Nampa, Kuna, and Middleton. We focus on three things. First is professionalism, transparency, and excellent communication. All right, let's jump into rent ready. Here's how we approach it and the why behind it, because the why is always important. So our approach is we want the home to be in excellent condition when we hand it over to the new tenant, to help set the expectation that outside of wear and tear, that's the condition we get it back in. So that's kind of our approach. It doesn't matter. Maybe your home's in the north end and it was built in the 20s. Maybe it's a new build out in Star or Eagle. Any home of any age can meet these guidelines. So the first thing is rekey. We rekey all of our homes when we take them over and between tenants, safety and security purposes. So we want to be sure that the neighbor doesn't have a key, the guy who watched the dog doesn't have a key, that other person who came by your house once and dropped off mail still has a key, right? It's easy to lose track of keys and who has them. So we always rekey when we take a property over so that we can be sure the home is secure. The second thing is we'll call it like the handyman umbrella. So maybe there's been a to-do list of things that needed to happen, preventative maintenance to save you money down the road. Everything should work as it's intended. So if you have a stove, it should work. If you have a faucet, it should work, right? It shouldn't be leaking. So making sure everything is working as intended. The next component is cleaning. We want it to be really clean. So inside and outside of appliances clean, bathroom scrubbed, carpets professionally cleaned. We want the home in really clean condition when we hand it over. Again, because if you hand the home over and it's dirty, you're going to get it back dirty, and you're not going to charge for that because that wasn't like a tenant cause issue above wear and tear. They got it dirty. So we want to make sure that it's really clean when we hand it over to tenants. The next component, personal property. So part of our job as a property manager is to minimize your risk as much as possible and your exposure as an owner. We want all personal property out of the property. So think about it, you leave a lawnmower there, a tenant gets hurt using it, right? That could be potential liability. So clean everything out. The other thing is it costs a lot to haul away stuff. And so if there's no personal property when the tenant moves in, if there's personal property left there when they move out, then that's above wear and tear, something that we could use when processing the security deposit. So it wouldn't be an owner expense. If you leave personal property there and then more personal property gets left and more personal property, eventually you're going to have to pay as an owner to get that all cleaned out, and it's not necessarily cheap. The last thing, which is a little bit not as fun to talk about, but pet droppings in the yard. So nobody wants to move into a house and have to clean up somebody else's pet droppings. Again, upon move out, we set that expectation that there's no pet droppings there. It's just one of those things. People are moving into a new home. They're excited about it. They don't want to have to deal with somebody else's stuff like that. So making sure the home's in good condition, clean, ready to hand over. Any home can meet these criteria. It doesn't matter the age, right? Things work, it's clean, it's a good home for a tenant to move into. That's really what we're going for.